Hi everybody, my name is Robin and welcome to my channel BirdsEyeStitches. This is a channel about cross stitch, so if you are new here then welcome. Hopefully you are here because you have a love of cross stitch like I do. And if you're returning then still welcome. You are clearly here because you have a love of cross stitch and maybe you have a love of squatchers just like I do. Today is Sunday. We are in July. Can you believe that we are in July already? Blows my mind. From my notes and plans book, it tells me that the last time I had a video was May 31st, at least a full video. So I completely skipped a whole month. Where was I that month? I was traveling, working, and I caught the crud. So if my eyes look a little red and my throat or voice sounds a little quiet, it is because I am coming back from the crud. But we're feeling better enough to get on the video, film, and I did get some good stitching in. So I'm excited to show you guys all of that. If anyone is wondering why Squatch's hair here is about as long as mine, it is because the person who does her grooming was in a car accident. She's okay, but she has to take a couple weeks to get all feeling better. So old Squatchers here is having to wait just a little bit for her haircut. So, all right, we'll get right into this. Today is, like I said, Sunday, July 5th. I do have some good comments to highlight from my last video. So let's see the ones that I had written down. We had one from, can I read my handwriting? Moni Merle. Okay, you might recognize your comment, and I'm sorry if I completely messed up your name. Anyway, Moni Merrill says they like the fully finished bird. Thank you. Fully finished bird is right there. That is the bird. In fact, I love that we're starting to see a little bit of the bird wall peek down in the videos here. Very nice. She also said that she loved the water garden video. Now on my last video, I had shown a clip of the Texas water gardens. I had a work trip that took me to Texas, and the best part had nothing to do with work, was the water gardens. So I did film some of that to show you guys, and she said, Moni highlighted that part of my video. I highlighted a sign, excuse me, this sign said quiet area, but it was not quiet. So I love that you share my sense of humor, because I agree with you, that area was not quiet at all. I mean, it was nature, right? It was supposed to be quiet area as in no cell phones, no talking, just listen to nature and the water, but it was way loud. So yeah, she says she likes the fully finished bird piece and the water garden video, and the text that said quiet area but made so much noise was really funny. So thank you for sharing my sense of humor and for picking up on the highlight of that little sign. The next comment I had to highlight was from Roxanne Green 5722. Hi Roxanne. So Roxanne says that she likes how I add a story or two into each video, and she's looking forward to the next. Roxanne, I'm highlighting your comment because you were the winner on the random comment generator for this piece. This is the giveaway item from my last video from Hands On Design. It says every stitch tells a story. That was the keyword that you used, and that was the comment that was drawn. So Roxanne, I will list my contact information down below, but you can reach me at Gmail, birdseyestitches@gmail.com, or you can try Facebook Messenger. Sometimes it gets rid of the ones if we're not real life friends or something, and I'm very rarely on Instagram, but email, best way to go. One day I'm gonna get caught up on all of my dang giveaway items, but I'm excited. Roxanne, I hope you love this piece, and I hope you can tell your own story with this. All right, next comment is from Linda Pearson 3340. So Linda loves the coneflower chorus piece, which you will see in this upcoming video. She was stitching on Summer Goodies by Shannon Christine Designs while she was watching the video. She says that made her want ice cream, which that happens to me all the time. When I'm stitching on a piece with flowers, I instantly want to pick some flowers up, or I don't stitch on a lot of food, which is probably good because I feel like it would do the same thing to me. So anyway, it made her want some ice cream, and she also loved the water gardens, so those were a big hit, and she loves the bird wall. So I actually had a few different people comment about my bird wall. So the video coming up that I will add to the end of this video, the video at the end of the video, will actually be my bird wall, as well as some of the other cross stitch pieces that I have hanging up around my house. Not all of the pieces are the ones that I stitched. I stitched everything on the bird wall and a few of the other ones, but some of the pieces I have hanging are from my Save the Stitches adventures, which I picked up a new piece for my Save the Stitches adventures, which I will show you later in the video. All right, and then I have just one Flosstube shout out, because even though I was sickly and I just didn't watch a lot of Flosstube, I didn't watch a lot of TV. So I have one Flosstube shout out, and that is Wild Fox Stitchery. So Wild Fox Stitchery, number one, I love your name. I love foxes, and anything with the word stitchery, love it. She's new to me. She's not a very new Flosstuber, but I've never heard of her before, so I always love when I find someone brand new. And she stitches a whole wide variety of whips. So I've only watched 2 of her videos so far, but both of them, she organizes everything beautifully, which I always love. And I love that all of her pieces are just a very wide variety. So as much as I love watching people who just stitch samplers or birds, right? I love watching people who stitch, like, you don't know what they're gonna pull next, and that's how I feel about watching her channel. So if you have not heard of her or haven't checked her out, I will link her below. Again, that was Wild Fox Stitchery, and thank you for keeping me company while I was sick. Okay, that is the end of the notes and plans. Oh, I have one other thing to highlight about keeping me company while I was sick for Flosstube videos. Laura was stitching by the shore. She has an entire series about scrapbook finishing, and I watched the whole thing and was so inspired on how to fully finish a couple different things. So stay tuned to see how all of that comes to life. You'll see why here soon. But if you haven't checked those out, or you're looking for a different way to finish items, especially smalls, I definitely recommend that. So I will link her channel as well down below. And hi, Laura. All right, what have I been up to in the world of stitching? It has been so long since I checked in with you all that I have is SAF a thing? I have a start and finish. I started a piece and I finished a piece. Yeah, crazy, I know. Okay, let me get my planner out of the way. And now it's a spa, but still, I'm very impressed with the fact that I actually finished something small. All right, so this is a piece that will be a gift for a coworker. They don't watch my channel. I don't think they even know I have a channel. Also, I have a haircut that's air drying right now. It's okay, it's Flosstube. This is what we do, right? Anyway, so this will be a gift for a coworker. If for some reason they discover I have a channel, or she does, and watches this, then I hope you like this for your birthday. Hi, Crystal. So, Crystal is a new addition to my team, and I feel she brings a lot of calming energy. So, when Carolyn from BirdsEyeStitches, hi Carolyn, started showing this piece, I absolutely knew that I needed to stitch it. Number one, I want to stitch this for myself because it's beautiful. Number two, I wanted to stitch a piece of it for my coworker. Luckily, this chart also has a pin cushion, which is just the exact right size for what I wanted to stitch. So that is what I did. So this is Fresh Picked Lavender by Petal Pusher. I stitched just the pin cushion, and I stitched it in all the called for colors. So the called for colors is a mix of Gentle Arts and Weeks Dye Works. I did have to substitute one, Misty Harbor by Gentle Arts. I had to substitute out for a different color just because they didn't have it in stock. So I just pulled something I had in stash for that one. that's where that came from. So I stitched it on a piece of leftover fabric that I also had in my stash. I wasn't exactly sure where I had pulled it from. It was right on top, so I knew it was something that I'd used recently. And I'm thinking it's the same thing I stitched Funky Bird on. All right, let's see. This took no time at all. We are here. Look how pretty. See if we can get that to focus. There we go. So to fully finish this, I'm gonna head, when I'm feeling fully better, I'll be heading to the craft store, maybe Hobby Lobby, to see if they have either a small box or a small round frame this might look nice in. If I can't find like a trinket box or something like that, and sorry I haven't ironed it yet, then I'm going to try to scrapbook finish this onto a piece of nice, like some type of floral scrapbook piece, into something that's the size of a regular frame, so I can put it, she can hang it in her office or do something like that with it. But first I'm going to see if I can find a small box, and if not, we're going to try to scrapbook finish it using what I watched from Laura with Stitching by the Shore. I'll show you, even if I just take a photo, what I do with it, because I might be giving this out before my next Flosstube video. We'll have to see when that gets done. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope she likes it. I really like it. I really like stitching on this, so I'm excited. I will be starting this at some point. I don't know when, but at some point in the future, I will get this one done, because I think this took me a total of, now there wasn't very many stitches, but this took me less than 3 hours to do this whole sprig. So I mean 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, this will probably take 5, 20 hours maybe. Carolyn, does that sound right? You tell me. But anyway, it's beautiful. I love it. And I got that done over the last month, so you will see how it gets fully finished in the future. All right, what else did I work on? I've got so much stuff around me. Okay, I'm pulling out my planner here. So, my trusty rusty planner. Love this one. All right, this is the one that I use to keep track of all my cross stitch, and it looks like I didn't do nearly as much stitching as I wanted to, but I did some. So first up we have my year-long, I guess it's a sal because a lot of people are stitching it, but the year-long piece from Just Cross Stitch magazine. It is called, let's see if I can find it, there it is, Tapestry of 12. Why can I never remember the name of this? So Tapestry of 12, I started when this issue came out in the spring. This is all of the ones from the very first magazine. This is the spring issue. And then after I'm done with these, I'll be working on these. So I am stitching mine, it looks nothing like this. I'm stitching mine with whatever color I stitched, or I pull a piece of floss from a project that I worked on the week that I stitched the block. So if I was current, I would probably be almost done with this entire second group. I'm not current, but I'm making slow progress. So I have stitched this entire block, and I just finished this block here. So I will show you where we're at. I'm stitching my piece on Fox and Rabbit's 18 count Ada in the color Hog Bristle, which was a piece of Fabric of the Month fabric from Grand Stitchery. And I've stitched a couple of squares since you all have seen this last. We're here. Ta-da! So you can see we've got some like earth tones, we have some brights, cool tones. This one here's from the Unicorn, Majestic Unicorn. I don't think you guys saw this one or this one. There's a lot of stitches in this square. Or this is a square that I just completed this last week. So as far as colors go, This purple here, it's a very deep color purple, was, let's see, I've got my list right here. It was from the lavender piece. I'm gonna switch over to my list from my planner real quick. I really need to flag this piece, or this page. You can see I have flags, I have the bird flags on the side for the month, but not for my list. Okay, so this most recent square right here was Weeks Works in the color Taffeta, and that was from the lavender piece. And then this color here, this orangey color, oh goodness, I think I put away my hummingbirds. This is DMC 436, and this was the orangish color in the flowers behind my hummingbird piece, which I stitched on over the last couple weeks. And then this red, which is a different color from the hearts. In person it looks much different. On camera it's a little closer. But this was Classic Colorworks Hollyberry, and this was from E Pluribus Unum, which you will also see. Before that was DMC 518 from Majestic Unicorn, but you all have already seen progress on that one. So that's where we are. Put this behind it. But we've got this whole page, or that whole issue, and I'm on to the second issue. So very exciting. If you know me, you know that sometimes I get very excited about something, but it's hard for me to stick with it. So I have stuck with this far. We're carrying on into magazine number 2. We're making progress. Now, I need to make myself a note to break out the hummingbirds, because I did work on the hummingbirds quite a bit over this last month. And so I talked about wanting to do the daily vlog style videos, which I still want to do, but I'm terrible at them. That struggle is real. I'm going to be practicing. One day they're just going to magically appear and be vlog styles. Until then, I made a couple that trying to piece them together, especially when you're out and about and you are not keeping as good a track as you should. I just didn't like it. So we'll get there. But I did have one of the vlog videos where I talked about the hummingbird piece, and then because in my mind I was going to put all those videos together, I promptly put all the stuff away that I'd already talked about. So I thought I'd pulled the stuff back out, but I don't think I have the hummingbirds here. I'll bring them out for the future. Anyway. All right, so we had a start and a finish. I wish I could count it as a finish for every single square that I did. That's kind of cheating, not really a finish, but we worked on that. Then we have Coneflower Chorus, which one of the people who watch my Flosstube channels did comment on. So Coneflower Chorus is by The Blue Flower, looks like this. And I am stitching mine, not on the called for, but pretty close. I'm stitching mine on a piece of 32 count Lugana by Stitch Me in the color Glacier. And I'm using the called for, what are these called? Valdani floss, 6-strand flosses. So we're making slow progress, but progress nonetheless on Coneflower Chorus. You'll see this one come out quite a bit over this next month. So I'm trying to use up the rest of the floss that I just had out. So I had some of this brown already pulled. So I moved beyond the leaves and started stitching some of the bird. And then I got some more of the leaves done there. So a little bit of progress on that one. And when I get to haul, you will see that I got a new project bag. So I'll be pulling it from my trusty Ziploc and placing this guy into an official project bag. Very exciting. Next up is E Pluribus Unum. Hold that one in this really pretty bag. I love these. These are bags from Crafty Corey Stitches. Hi Corey. Corey makes bags at Acorns and Threads. So every time I go to visit Carolyn or do anything up in that neck of the woods, I always choose a bag that Corey creates because they are fantastic. So, the picture here. E Pluribus Unum is by Jan Hicks Creates. I chose this a couple reasons. Number one, I love American flags and I like to hang them up. I like to stitch them, but I don't love red, white, and blue all that much. I know, I just don't. So when I saw this one was done in pinks, hello, need to have it. And there's flowers, like if I was morphed into a flag, there's one that is more me. There's one that I picked up from Market that has blue birds that are like pulling the ribbon. That's probably more me, but this is like a close second. So stitching this one. I say this one is a slow boat to China because it just takes forever. But it'll be worth it. Okay. All right, here we are. Let's see, we'll put this behind it. There we go. Ta-da! So I already had all the words done. I got a lot more of the sea of blue stars, the sea of blue, got more of that done. And then that hollyberry color that you saw, that was because I stitched this stripe here. So how I'm getting through this one, because if I just sat and stitched blue all day, I would never finish. So what I'm doing is I do an entire like piece or one whole strand, so all 6 strands of the blue it's used in the Sea of Stars. Once I finish that, then I choose another color, and it's very easy to tell because I already have the words done, kind of where the color starts, and I just use all of that color as far down as I can go to do part of the stripe. So that way I don't get bored. I'll go from here, I'll go back to the Sea of Stars and do that next. So we have that. You will see this one come out because I do have it on my monthly magazine challenge acrostic a couple of times. And let's see if I have the fabric handy. I do. So I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count linen by Fabrics by Stephanie, and the color is Toasted Almond. That is a very good description of this color. It's kind of the color of my walls. My walls are Toasted Almond. Make sure to tell my husband that. All right. That might be all of the progress I made, short of the 2 pieces that I put away and forgot to pull back out. But that's okay. We'll see those. You guys will see those ones next time. For today, I had E Pluribus Unum, Coneflower Chorus, a start and a finish in the lavender, and then I did some work on the piece from the magazine 12-month stitch along challenge. So let's talk about some plans. I've got a couple more things to show you for that, and then I have a small amount of haul. So let's see, for plans here. All right, magazine monthly challenge, our acrostic this month. The theme is Southern and the acrostic is Cajun. So for Southern, I chose Fresh Pick Lavender because I always feel like, I know it's not quite the South, but I feel like the South has a lot of wildflowers, more wildflowers than what I have here in sunny Arizona. And so I think of lavender when I think of the South, or really anywhere that's not the desert. So I chose Fresh Pick Lavender, which I already finished that piece, but I'm also using the time for that to work on my FFO for that. So that will be my theme. Then for the acrostic, so Coneflower Chorus will be the letter C, which I just showed you. The letter A for this month is going to be A for animal. So I am really wanting to get some more work done on the Woodland Stitchy Friends, the Hedgehog by the Primitive Hare. Looks like this. I'm trying to go through all of my cross stitch pieces, and anything that is, trying to work on the stuff that's close to a finish first, because I need some more finishes in my life. But anyway, that piece for now is on a piece of, I believe this is 16 count Aida in the color Meadow. And we are here. So pretty decent progress so far. I only have it one time on my acrostic, so that will be for 2 hours. We'll see how much I get done in 2 hours, and because it's kind of a short acrostic, we'll see if this comes back out beyond that amount of time. Then the letter J, U, and N. Yes, I know I'm cheating. J, U, and N are all going to be E pluribus unum, because this is the month of July. 4th of July occurred this month. It's the 250th anniversary year, so I felt like this is one of the most patriotic pieces I have. So I'm gonna put on there 3 times to get some good progress on it. So letter J, because it's by Jan Hicks. Letter U, U for unum. And letter N, because my husband's name is Noah and he loves the American flag. So there we go, 3 different times. So you will be seeing that one in the near future. Beyond that, I have a new start that is a Sal. I will be using this one for my 25/7 piece, which I'm clearly behind on, but well, I got sick, but that's okay. So Lisa Jordan, hi Lisa, Stitching with Lou. She won a giveaway a while back for the Bird of Boudoir by the Proper Stitcher. Looks like this. I had a copy, which is why I gave my second copy away. So her and I are starting to stitch that this month. She already started, so Lisa is ahead of me. So she has gotten started. I have all of the beautiful silks. Sorry for the crinkle. Beautiful silks. They're so pretty. So pretty. It's pretty much an all Belle-Soie, but very, very pretty. So I am stitching this one in silk, and I will be, so looking at this, I really liked, I can pull it out of the package for you, but I really liked how pretty and dainty it was on the light fabric. However, I think I want this to pop just a little bit more. Like if I'm gonna use silks, I kind of want it to be a little bit, So I had pulled a peach that I had in stash, but part of the reason why I haven't started it yet is I just wanted to do a little bit more of a floss toss. I think I have a piece that's more of a brown that would look really pretty with all of these pinks and greens. Of course, I always have gray on hand, but I think I want it to be a little bit warmer to bring out the peachy color here. So anyway, I think I'm gonna start mine on a slightly darker fabric just to help like the white of the bird head and everything pop just a smidge more. But I'm starting this one tonight, so Lisa, be prepared for me to send you some photos. And then this will be my 25/7 piece. So for any night that I do stitch on this, you all will see it. And yeah, those are my plans. I'm keeping it simple because, well, just because I have a lot going on in the month of July. I'm traveling one more time for work. You guys, it's my last work trip for the year. Hallelujah. But for this trip, I do have to give I'm a presenter. I'm actually one of the keynote speakers, and I'm speaking with one of my bosses for 2 hours. 2 hours we're up there. Yeah. So after that, there will be no peopling, there will be stitching, so I'll be holed up in my hotel, hopefully getting some good cross stitch in. All right, I have a little bit of haul. Let's show you the exciting haul first. I find it all exciting, but you guys might not all find it all exciting. So, save the stitches. Okay, I saw on Facebook Marketplace, someone was selling this beautiful, fully finished, framed work of art. You ready? Ready for this? It's a big one. Can we go that far back? Maybe, maybe. You guys, this is Halloween rules. 100% says that this screams Lizzie Kate, right? Am I wrong on that? Is this not Lizzie Kate? It's gotta be Lizzie Kate. I don't know who stitched it. Someone was just selling it online. You would not believe what I got this for, but it is, look, framed at Hobby Lobby, so perfect. This will be coming out every Halloween, 100%. But look, whoever stitched this, I thank you, and you did such a beautiful job. I do show this a little bit better in the video that I filmed for the end. But look at this little guy. How cute is he? Oh, Carolyn, black cat, here we go. Oh my God, adorable. All of it. Straight up adorable, love it. So this will be, I'll be putting it away, wrapping it up and putting it away in the garage just until Halloween, and then you will see that come out. What else do we pick up? This is something I picked up a while back, but it just got shipped to me. So this is a project bag made by Corey. Hi, Corey. This was for the Cannon Beach Retreat for 2026. You all know I went last year, 2025. And then this year you got to choose what bag you like the most. They actually stitched in here Cannon Beach 2026. So I had to pick one of these up. I mean, look at the puffins. How cute are they? They're adorable. I have still yet to see a puffin. I don't actually think they exist. I'm told they do, but until I see them, I don't know. But how cute are they? So, had to pick this up. It's a memento. It just had to happen. Had to happen. Last but not least, I did an order. This was quite a while now, but a while ago now, but it has been a month. So I did an order on, is this Lindy Stitches? This is probably Lindy Stitches. But I saw, was it this one? Which one did I see? This one. Okay. How cute is this? So I saw this pattern by Counting Puddles. This one's Birds and Blooms. Of course, that led me down the rabbit hole of what else does Counting Puddles create. I'll show you what else they create. They create these beautiful birds. They created a ghost reading a book with plants. I mean, come on. They created reindeers with Christmas trees. How cute is this? And if none of that does it for you, they made the globe, but in super pretty colors that would totally match my office. Yeah. So all of those ended up in my cart. Now they're here. I don't know when I'm gonna stitch them. This is why I have to finish some things. And then this chart is from my local needlework shop, The Attic. When I went there with my husband semi-recently, there was actually a piece that he fell in love with, and this totally weirded me out because it is not something I would expect him to like, but he did, and it was on back order, and it's here now, and it's Molly. Why my husband, who loves American flags and, I don't know, things that aren't cats and girls with braids, he loved this one. They had a floor display of this, and it was super well done. It looked very spooky. I think they had this whole like Halloween display, which is probably part of why we liked it, but they were sold out, so we put it on back order. It came in, and at some point I will be stitching Molly and this massive cat in the near future. Okay, 34 minutes. I made it all the way through without coughing. Yes. Very great. I will hopefully see you all in the next week or so. We'll see how this next weekend goes. Like I said, I am traveling up north in the next 2 weeks. So depending on when I actually leave for that trip and depending on how much stitching I get done, I will either see you before that trip or after. If you won my giveaway, send me an email so I can get that done. My goal is to be fully caught up with all my dang giveaway mails before I see you guys again in 1 or 2 weeks. Okay. All right. Happy July, everybody. Happy stitching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.